authorized to access this area.
Jesus. That's Jarvis. He runs the house.
The strongest foundation the Marvel Universe is based on is so unlike the rest of their films. The one film that started the ball rolling and figuratively let the genie out of the bottle. If the first Avenger is Spielbergian, then Jon Favreau is channeling Martin Scorsese. As much as I don't like Marvel movies, I can't fault First Avenger because it's an end of an era in superhero films. Blade, the first Marvel studio movie, was the early days. There is stuff in that film that would not be put in a Marvel movie today. That would be produced by Disney. The ambition and risk-taking begins to die out. It's still the best Marvel film to date, and probably still the best high point in the franchise. Put aside the spectacle of massive battle sequences, the sequels do not reach or recapture the lightning in a bottle that was Robert Downey Jr. He is perfect. His character arc is perfect. And most of all, it's a perfectly tamed film that does not let the genre determine what the outcome is, and still making the origin story the crux of Iron Man, as Jon Favreau explodes on the scene, while the sequels try to just reinvent the mythos by having him confront his father's legacy.
Tony, you're too young to understand this right now, so I thought I would put it on film for you. I built this for you.
And his biggest mistakes.
I'm a changed man.
While the original film takes away what makes him Tony Stark, forcing him to forge his alter ego in a cave.
Exist. So it's
wait, the technology. William, here is the technology. I've asked you to simply make it smaller.
Okay, sir, that's what we're trying to do, but honestly, it's impossible.
Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave! With a box of scraps!
Best Marvel movie, in my humble opinion.
Please, no gang signs. No, throw it up, I'm kidding. Yeah, peace. I love peace. I'll be out of a job with peace.
Come on, just click it. Don't change any settings. Just click it.
Jon Favreau's humour is pitch perfect for Iron Man. That moment when two stand-in bodyguards can't help but point out the obvious.
So meet him on the corner of 135th Street and 12th Avenue.
Did they tell you what kind of address?
No, I told you what they said. They said meet him here.
They didn't say anything else.
I told you what they said. No.
Well, how the fuck did they know who you were then?
They asked me who I was.
See? Then they said more than
No, they didn't say shit. They fucking said. They asked me who I was, and then they said to meet him on this.
That's my point. That's more than just what they said more than what the fuck the thing was. They did say more than what you said that they said. Just be honest. They said more than what you said that they said.
Silence is not golden in Jon Favreau's films.
I feel like you're driving me to a court-martial. This is crazy. What did I do? I feel like you're gonna pull over and snuff me. What, you're not allowed to talk?
The use of flashback narrative is an overused framing device, a sloppy way to cover the writer's incessant need to keep the script alive. It should be used sparingly, and if anything, to be used to amplify the story. It annoys me more than anything to see that 3 days earlier pop up on screen, unnecessarily.
This one's waited long enough.
It's used here for all the right reasons. Because of the cliffhanger it ends on, that Tony Stark can now ham it in as an egotist,
Render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's. There you go.
making the cave scenes weighted on his character, as he's not the kind of person you can pin down.
You're good. Oh, I thought I lost you back there. You did, sir.
When you do, he's going to find a way out.
My turn.
It helps that Downey Jr. nails the emotionally nomadic character in one scene,
I'm allowed to have plans on my birthday.
It's your birthday.
Yes.
and his cool reservation in the other.
The best weapon is one you never have to fire. I respectfully disagree. I prefer the weapon you only have to fire once. That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it. And it's worked out pretty well so far.
Thank you.
You mind if I come down there and see what you're doing?
He uses his weapons to right his own wrongs. The cave is the most important part of Stark's character. He has everything he values taken away from him, and he literally builds a second heart. He reinvents himself piece by piece. It's easy to forget how cool that is, except maybe imprisoning Tony Stark in a cave full of loads of missiles. With a newly forged perspective, he sees things differently. That is why Iron Man 2 has a great story arc for Tony Stark, as he may be repeating his mistakes with Iron Man, who was once a necessity to survive.
You're welcome, I guess. Because I'm your nuclear deterrent. It's working. We're safe. America is secure. You want my property? You can't have it. But I did you a big favor.
And now it's slowly killing him. Iron Man 2 is Iron Man battling himself.
Got any other bad ideas?
I told you to shut it down.
By the end, learning to accept Iron Man and Tony Stark.
It tastes like coconut. Metal. Oh, wow, yeah!
Sometimes the human touch is better, because that same one he built in the cave with Yinsen is the one that beats the protagonist. Also, Tony needed Pepper Potts to remove it and replace it in the film.
Stuff on top of my desk. That's my phone. That's a picture of me and my dad. Right there. Garbage. All that stuff.
As we can see, the dependency on the people and the things around him is one of his defining characteristics.
But I could fire you if that'd take the edge off.
I actually don't think that you could tie your shoes without me.
The starkest example is the opening moments with the soldiers.
I need him. Good assistant.
And even his chest piece that keeps him from dying. His symbol.
Good boy.
The cave that defines him, and the whole Marvel universe, as its humble beginnings have led to such overblown episodics, which barely get a glimpse of what Iron Man is able to do with the hero's journey in one short feature-length film. With such a simple story, the symbolic rebirth that defines him, with his symbol on his chest, both inside and outside the suit. While no two Marvel movies think less is more, but bigger is better.
Least of all, you. Impressive! You've upgraded your armor!
Still, the good outweighs the bad here, with things like this subtle Amadeus reference.
How'd it go? Wow.
Oh, Tony. This is your Ninth Symphony.
I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative.
Oh, come on. That's a publicity stunt.
And that is why I believe Iron Man is the best of the MCU. I believe this image alone predicted that Marvel movies would become the modern-day Western, as the whole subgenre has taken over the industry and the medium. But every reign comes to an end, and in that sense, Iron Man is where it all ends, also.
We are now running on emergency backup power.
Whoa!
That's my exit.
Get you the bird, pal.
This is not my bird.
What do you mean? That's the bird. This is the bird. Yeah. Pulled a lot of strings to get this bird. This is a great bird.
It's a beautiful
We got this all the way from Russia.
A man, this is not my bird.